So today we will see like weights in Selenium, and I'm explaining these with real life scenarios. Okay, so first we will see what is implicit weight, why it is used, what are the drawbacks. Then we will move to explicit weight, when to use this one, and third we will see the fluent weight in the Selenium. Okay, so I'll move to the practical demo. So I'm launching the IntelliJ IDE. So I created one class Selenium weight demo. Okay, so it has main method. Okay, and I'm just creating Chrome instance because I want to execute the script in Chrome browser. You can take any one, and then using driver.get I'm using this website. Okay, this is Ajax, basic Ajax. Okay, this is good for our demo, and I'm just maximizing the browser. Okay, so let me show you this site, how it look. So this is the site that we are using, basic Ajax example, so which has like dynamic element. Okay, and if you write the script without the weights, it will not work. Okay, so let's start with a implicit weight and why it is used. Okay, implicit weight. Okay, so when we use the implicit weight, so implicit weight is useful when your website is taking some time to load the element. Okay, it is taking time to load the element, but it is consistent. Let's say each element is loading in 5 seconds or 10 seconds. So in that case we can use implicit weight, because this is the global weight, it get applied to all the elements. Let's say if you are using this driver to automate your website, so until this session is active, whatever element you are interact, so this will get applied, you don't need to repeat it. Okay, and what is the syntax? The syntax is driver dot manage dot window. Okay, manage dot timeout dot implicit wait, and we have to pass the time here using duration of second. I can pass 10 seconds. So let's say each element is taking 10 seconds to load, so I can use this one. There are different methods available under duration, like of hours also, okay, seconds also, day also, milliseconds also, nanoseconds also. So you can use based on your need. So I'm using the seconds here. Okay, I want to wait for second. Okay, now next I'll go to this website. So here what I will do, like, let's say, okay, if I select here something, it is loading. Okay, and then if I do click here, I'm getting some details. Okay, ID, language ID, and submit button. So let me go to desktop and click again. So you see ID is 2. If I take server, ID is 3. Okay, but this takes some time. Okay, so when I do something, the spinner is there, and I'm not able to see the value. Okay, so if I select web, the C++ will change, but it is taking some time, right? Okay, now what I will do, I'll just select the value from this drop down. So how we can do that? So first we need to inspect this element, and this is a select tag. Okay, so how we can select the element from drop down? If that element has a select tag, okay, so that also we'll learn. So select tag is having ID, name as a ID. Okay, and it has value and web, desktop, server. So by value also you can select, or some attribute also. Okay, let me do it. How to select this drop down and value. Select wave from drop down. Okay, so I'll use for that select class, and it is coming from Selenium org.openqa.selenium. Select equal to new select, which is again coming from the Selenium. And then okay, so this take driver. Let me check what is missing here, what arguments we have to pass to this select. So if we just hover here, it take a element. Okay, so what is our element? Web element drop down equal to driver dot find element by what are the elements are available. If I go to that application, okay, so it has a name attribute available, and it is id, value is id by xpath, or by name also we can use. What is the name attribute value? id. Okay, so once we get this element, you can pass it to select. Okay, and make sure this will work only if that HTML structure have a select tag. If it is different way of creating drop down, it will not work. Okay, and then select dot, you can select by value. Okay, let me do web. Okay, and this will select the drop down value. Okay, and then I want to check the another drop down value. So how we can do that one? So let's say if I select web here, I want to validate the language is JavaScript. Okay, language is JavaScript. So how we can do that one? So again I will inspect, and this is again select tag. So how we will get selected value? Using option which is like selected. So you see it is coming at first. Okay, so if I select VB script, so VB script is coming on the top. Okay, so that's how we can select. So you can write a locator also. Okay, so let me copy, select, inside that we have option, and option has selected tag. Okay, so this is how we can write XPath. Means I am finding the select tag. Okay, and then inside that select the option, but there are three options, but select the option which has this attribute selected. Okay, and I will do the get text to get the value. Okay, so here I will write web element language equal to driver dot find element by XPath. Okay, and then inside system dot out dot println I'll put language dot get text. Okay, so let me run. Let's see what happened now. Okay, I think we have not closed it. Browser is not closed. It is throwing some error, right? So we'll see also what is the error and at which line this cannot locate option with value web. Okay, so it is not able to select it. Okay, so what we can do, select by visible text. Okay, because when I select by value, that means it will check the value also. Okay, value attribute, and it is 1, value attribute is 1. So this web is visible. Browser driver dot close. Okay, and let me run it now, and it should work. And next we will see explicit wait. We got no such element exception. Now I will go with the explicit wait and see. So explicit wait syntax is WebDriverWait equal to new WebDriverWait. So we have to pass two parameters, one is driver and second is the time. So time I will pass 20 seconds, and the another difference is the explicit wait we can apply to a specific element. So let's say some elements are taking more time to load, some are taking less time to load. In that case you can go with explicit wait. And another rule is like don't merge explicit with implicit. Okay, if you try to use both the waits, implicit along with the explicit, it will create a different behavior. Okay, so your script will not be stable. Now I will write here wait until expected condition conditions. And what is my condition? Element to be present, okay, or attribute to be. So if you want to check some attribute, that also we can use, or presence of element also, presence of element located, and here I have to pass the locator, so which is language, okay, presence of element located. And what it take, actually it is taking the locator, right? So no need driver, it should be locator, so use the by. So we are storing the locator here, and that locator we are passing here, okay. So now it will wait for this element, and once it is available, then I want to get the text. So now here I'll write driver dot find element language dot get text dot get text, okay. So explicitly we are waiting for this presence of this element, okay, which is failing now, right? It is not able to locate, unable to find that element. So we are waiting for that element, and then we are fetching the text. So dynamic explicit wait you can use for when the elements are dynamic, let's say Ajax. So this is also wrong, it will throw the error also. And let's see what is the error. So unable to locate the element, okay, again it is not able to locate the element using this locator, right? So let's see what is the error. Okay, so if I go here and load this website, let's see by default if that is available or not, and you see the element is not available, okay. So the element is not available, and this is the reason actually our script is failing, okay. So there is no select attribute, okay. So when this will change, if I change this value and wait for some time, and then this select attribute is coming, right? So now you got the issue, like why it was not working. So if I select here desktop, now it should be able to select. When you change your first drop down value, because web is default value, okay, it was not changing, but now if it changed to desktop and it is waiting, and you see it printed C++, okay. So let's see, verify. So for desktop, yeah, it is C++, okay. It is possible because of the explicit wait. So we are waiting until that select attribute is present or not, and then only we are checking the element. So let's see, if I remove the explicit wait, what will happen? It will not work, okay, it will not work. So if I run this now, so I remove the explicit wait here, so it will navigate to this application, select the desktop, but we are not waiting, okay. We have not added wait here, and let's see, you see it is failed. So this is the importance of the explicit wait when the sites are dynamic, okay, when the websites are dynamic, okay. Now if we enable it and if you run it, it will work. So in explicit wait there are different things are there. Let's say I want to wait until the spinner to disappear, okay. So what we can do, wait until spinner to disappear, okay. So I can use wait again. So wait is already created, no need to create object again. Dot until expected conditions dot invisibility of. So there are methods, invisibility of spinner. So I want to wait for invisibility of spinner, so it will wait for 20 seconds, and that spinner locator also we need, right? equal to driver dot find element by XPath, and here I will capture the locator for that spinner. Okay. Okay, so how to do that? Because when you inspect, by that time that spinner will get disappeared, right? Inspect the element, go to source, and down you see the pause button. Okay, so you can pause it and then you can find the locator. So let me do it. I'll just click on web, pause it. If it is happening very quickly, you can use the shortcut also. Now it is paused. Now I can go to element, select this spinner. Now because spinner JS execution is stopped using this source and this option, right? So it is a image actually, and it is a span. Inside span it is image. So I can find this span by this ID, find the span using ID equal to Ajax busy, and inside that it is a img tag, and that's how I am able to find the this spinner also. Okay, now use this locator here. Okay, so the spelling is not correct. Spinner. Okay, so what we are doing, we have identified the spinner which get disappeared, and I want to wait until that spinner should to get disappeared. So I'm using invisibility of spinner, means it will wait until that spinner is not getting disappeared, and then we can do the click operation. So let's say I want to click on this get in code once the spinner is disappeared. So for that I can use this input which has name submit button. Okay, input tag which has name submit button. Okay, and this is the locator for this button, right? So let me go to code, click on button. Okay, so I'll use here driver dot find element by XPath. This is the XPath, and then click. Or if you want to store the element and then click also, it is possible. So left side you need to write a web element submit button equal to, and this click you can have perform later. Let's say submit button dot click. Okay, this will also work. So this is how the explicit wait will help you to wait for the spinner to disappear and then only click. Okay, so let me run this one, and this time if you see the browser is launched, selected desktop, and it is waiting for the spinner to disappear. So spinner is disappeared and it clicked immediately, right? So even you are giving the 20 seconds of time, it will not wait for exact 20 seconds. So let's say spinner is disappeared in 5 seconds, it will after 5 seconds it will wait on button. If it is taking 10 seconds to disappear that spinner, it will wait for 10 seconds. Okay, so there are lots of methods available. Like if you go here, invisibility of, you can check the title, then presence of element, alert is present. Okay, so lots of methods are there. So from that we have used this one method here. Okay, so I hope this explicit wait, implicit wait is clear for you, and next we will see the fluent wait. Okay, what is fluent wait, how it work, and okay, so what is the difference between explicit and fluent wait? So fluent wait is advanced version of explicit wait. Okay, so using explicit wait we can apply the condition to specific element, and same thing can be done using the fluent wait also. But in the fluent wait we can have a more advanced condition. So polling time, so you can add a polling time also. So if you want to check for element is present or not for every 30 seconds also, you can do timeout also. If you want to ignore some exception, that also we can do it. So let's see what is the syntax of explicit wait. So sorry, fluent wait. So I'll go here, I'll write fluent wait. So the syntax is wait, and this should come from the Selenium, and in bracket you can write WebDriver Fluent Wait equal to new Fluent Wait. Okay, and here again you can pass your driver. Okay, this is the syntax, and let me import this also. And then if you see inside a Fluent Wait, we have different methods available here. Okay, Fluent Wait, sorry, not here, we have to use directly. Okay, dot ignore or polling every. Okay, so when you wait for 20 seconds in explicit wait, okay, the default polling time get applied, right? So here you can do it by your customize the polling time also. Okay, so how you can customize, let's say I will pass here duration dot off second. I can pass 1 also here. So every second it will check if that whatever the element we are going to use, right, that is okay, that is available or not. Let's say I want to check the invisibility of spinner, but this time I'll use fluent wait until expected condition dot invisibility of spinner. Okay, invisibility of spinner. Okay, this I need to move to top. Okay, invisibility of spinner. Okay, so if you see, this syntax is same, only the creation part is different. So here we are creating WebDriverWait wait equal to new WebDriverWait. We are passing driver and how much time we have to wait. So here we are passing the polling time also, and even we can pass the timeout also, which is above we are using 20 seconds. So here also let me take 20 seconds. Okay, so what is the difference here? So here also we are using 20 seconds, here also, but polling time is different. Here we don't have option to set polling time. So polling time means every 1 second it will check. Okay, so 20 means 20 times it will check if that spinner is disappeared or not. Okay, okay, so and then what is the default timeout for explicit wait polling time? It is half second, 500 millisecond. Okay, so it is a half second, every half second it is doing it. Okay, here we are increased to 1 second, even I can increase to 5 seconds also, make the request every 5 seconds, or if I want to go down I can do it also. Okay, in milliseconds we can pass it in milliseconds also. Okay, I want to wait for this much time. Okay, so we have seen in Fluent Wait, it is advanced one, we can set the polling time also. Okay, and we can set the timeout anyway. And what another methods are there? Ignore. Okay, so if we want to ignore some exception, let's say no such element exception, so I can set it. Means if I get exception during this waiting for this element, and if I get exception, it will not throw that exception, it will ignore that exception. Okay, so we can ignore it, exception, set the polling time also. So I hope how these different waits work in Selenium. Like we have seen implicit wait, explicit wait, and fluent wait. So in fluent wait we can have polling time. Okay, ignore the some of the exceptions also, and there are lots of methods also available. Like okay, if you want to wait for multiple elements, okay, so that method is also available. I think it is number of element to be present. Okay, number of element to be more than. Okay, so you can use this with the multiple elements also. Okay, and this code you will find in my GitLab repository. So I'll give the GitLab repo link in the chat. So in the description of this video, you can go and watch that one. So please don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be creating more videos on this series. So thank you for watching.